Every single night, you close your eyes, and then what happens? You're plunged into this whole other world, a world your own brain creates. But why? Why do we dream? It's something literally all of us do, but it's still one of the biggest mysteries out there. So today, let's play detective and look at some of the best clues science has to offer.
I mean, you've totally had one of those dreams, right? The kind you just can't shake. Maybe it was super weird, or maybe it was so real and so intense that you wake up and the feeling just lingers. So where in the world do these stories come from? Are they just random brain noise, or is there something more going on? Let's dive in and see what we can find out.
Okay, so our first big clue takes us down a path that's maybe a little less magical than you'd think. This theory basically says dreams are just brain admin. Yeah, you heard me right. It's all about mental housekeeping. So the idea here is that your brain is just slammed with information all day long, right? Well, when you go to sleep, it finally has a chance to sort through all of it. It's like, okay, this fact from class, gotta keep that. That weird comment my coworker made, probably junk. Dreams are supposedly the byproduct of this big sorting process.
And I gotta say, I love this way of thinking about it. Imagine your brain is this little librarian working the night shift. All day, people are just throwing books. Memories and experiences at the front desk. At night, the librarian has to decide what goes into the permanent collection and what's getting tossed. The dreams we have, they might just be as peeking over the librarian's shoulder as they do their work.
But, okay, what about feelings? Because dreams are packed with emotion, right? So what if it's not just about organizing facts? That brings us to our second clue, which paints the brain not as a librarian, but as a therapist.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. The key idea here is that our dreams are a kind of safe space. Think about it. When you get stressed or anxious during the day, your body is flooded with stress hormones. But when you dream, your brain can replay those stressful situations without that chemical freakout. It lets you process the emotion and kind of take the sting out of it.
It's like your mind has this pressure valve. All the emotional tension from the day builds up, and then at night, pshh, the dream lets some of that steam out. You get to face your anxieties without any real danger, and hopefully you wake up feeling a little bit clearer, a little bit lighter.
All right, we've had the librarian and the therapist. Now, get ready for clue number 3, which is a total curveball. This theory says, what if dreams don't really mean anything? What if they're just our brain trying to make sense of complete and utter randomness?
Okay, so here's how this one works. While you're sleeping, the lower part of your brain, the brainstem, is just shooting off all these random electrical signals. It's pure static. But your forebrain, the smart storytelling part of you, hates randomness. So it catches all these signals and desperately tries to create a story out of them. And that story, well, that's your dream.
It's like this. Imagine a film director being handed a box of completely random props. Inside, there's a rubber chicken, a picture of your grandma, and the feeling of being late for a test. And the director's job is to make a movie out of that. No wonder our dreams feel so bizarre and disconnected sometimes. The storyteller is just working with some really weird material.
So, a filing cabinet, a therapist, or a totally random storyteller. 3 really different but kind of compelling ideas, right? But before we can pick a side, we need to look at the place where all this happens. We need to understand the stage for dreaming.
And that stage, scientifically speaking, is something called REM sleep. To really get a handle on any of this, we've got to talk about what REM sleep actually is.
REM sleep is, frankly, super weird. It's short for rapid eye movement, and it's this total paradox. On one hand, your brain is lit up like a Christmas tree, almost as active as when you're awake. But on the other hand, your body is essentially paralyzed. It's this wild combination that creates like the perfect stage for our dreams to play out. Let's just quickly run through the key features here. First, your eyes are darting back and forth. That's the rapid eye movement part. It's like you're literally watching the dream happen. Second, your brain is super active, which gives it the horsepower to create these complex worlds. And third, and this is a big one, your body is paralyzed, and thank goodness for that. It's basically a built-in safety mechanism to stop you from, trying to fly out your bedroom window. All these things together, they're the perfect recipe for a vivid dream.
Okay, so we've met the librarian, the therapist, and the storyteller. We've seen the stage they perform on, this wild state of REM sleep. So, what's the verdict? Which one is it? Who's right? Well, here's the thing. The latest thinking from scientists is that maybe they're all right. Maybe it's not a competition at all. What if these aren't separate ideas, but just different angles of the same huge, complicated picture? And honestly, that's probably the biggest takeaway here. Dreaming isn't just one thing. It's this amazing multi-purpose process. Think about it.
Maybe the brainstem fires off some random signals. That's the storyteller part. And the brain uses those signals to weave a story that uses your recent memories to do some filing. That's the librarian. And at the same time, helps you work through some tough emotions. That's the therapist. They're not competing, they're cooperating.
So the next time you wake up from some crazy dream, don't just brush it off as weird. Take a second to appreciate what just happened. Was your brain being a librarian? A therapist? A storyteller? The coolest part is, it was probably all three, which really just leaves one question. What story is your brain going to tell you tonight?